Good morning, everyone. The galaxy of intellectual, Your Excellency invited our management, principal, guest, faculties, and my students. How different is this morning?
It's my honor to welcome you all on this webinar on convolutional neural network. A pleasant morning to all of you present here. My name is Mrs. M. Sini Sayed Ravithammal.
And my name is K. Samundishwari.
We will be your host till the end of the program. Initially, I would like to call upon our respected HOD, Dr. M. Vijayara sir, to share his views about our department and today's event. Please, sir.
They were placed in various multinational companies. Most of the alumni, they were placed in multinational companies. Few of them, they are placed in private and public sectors of Tamil Nadu as well as in government of India. Our department has good infrastructure, full equipped laboratories available. As per AICTE and Anna University norms, currently in the department 9 faculty members we are working. All the faculty members, they are concentrated in the R&D sector, research and development area. Actually, today's event is organized by the professors Mrs. Sini Sayed Kavithammal Madam and K. Samundishwari Madam. Initially, they have initiated this webinar. Actually, he prepared this event. Convolutional neural networks. Convolutional neural networks. That is actually neural network is a predominant area in artificial intelligence. It's the heart of artificial intelligence. Especially, we can say the convolutional neural network is a heart of machine learning. Machine learning is a part of artificial intelligence. The deep learning is a part of machine learning. So the artificial intelligence, that is the computational intelligence. So without this artificial intelligence, we cannot survive in the IT sector in future. Mostly, all the fields in IT sector, the artificial intelligence is area is involved, dominated highly today. So that our professors, they have arranged a webinar on the title of convolutional neural network. It's once again I'm telling you, it's a heart of artificial intelligence, the fuzzy logic. The neural network is a main area. Without the supports of this, we cannot develop the artificial intelligence coding. So all the participants from our home institution as well as from the other institutions are requested to please listen throughout the webinar. Once again, I welcome you all, the participants who are from home institution as well as from the other institutions. I wish you all the function grand success. Okay, thank you.
Thank you for the nice speech recording this webinar. I thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam.
May I request one of the coordinator of this function, Mrs. M. Sini Sayed Ravithammal, to deliver the webinar speech. Please, ma'am.
A warm and hearty welcome to each and everyone present here for this webinar on convolutional neural network. First and foremost, my heartfelt welcome to our management and our beloved principal, Dr. N. Muhammad Sharif sir, who despite of their busy schedule have found time to grace this occasion. I welcome you, sir. Next, I welcome our respected HOD, Dr. M. Vijayara sir, for giving us the opportunity to organize this event. I welcome you, sir. It's our pleasure to invite the guest of honor, our alumni, Mr. R. Hariharan, that we get to share with you. I welcome Mr. Hariharan. Without the support of our faculty and students, we would not have been able to complete this task. Finally, I welcome all faculties and students with our college as well as other colleges. I welcome all of you. Once again, I welcome you all. Thank you.
Chief guest introduction. I am professionally overjoyed to take the opportunity to introduce our chief guest of the day. He is none other than Mr. R. Hariharan. He is our alumni 2011 passed out batch. He is eminent and educationalist. He working an assistant professor in the Department of Information Technology at Vailtech, Rangarajan Dr. Sahundala R&D Institute of Science and Technology, Chennai. He completed BTech from our college and master degree MTech from Satyabama Institute of Science and Technology, Chennai. Currently doing research in the field of machine learning in the NIT Tiruchi. Totally 7 years of experience in teaching. He published more than 14 Scopus in-text journal papers. He has been as invited speaker workshop in the field of data science.
Now I request our chief guest, Mr. R. Hariharan, to address us. Hariharan, sir.
Yes, ma'am. So, first of all, I thank to our management and principal and the HOD of Muhammad Sadak Engineering College for giving this good opportunity. And I think directly we can go on to the session without any time delay. That will be better for time saving. So, let me share my screen. I think it's visible. Ma'am? Hello,
Sir.
ma'am. Screen
Yes,
visible?
sir.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. So, already our faculty told about today session topic and about myself. So, myself, Hariharan, and working as assistant professor in Vailtech University, Chennai. And today topic we are going to discuss about the convolutional neural network. So when we are going to talk about the convolution neural network, first of all, we should know something basic about the deep learning and something basic about the machine learning. Then what is the difference between machine learning and deep learning, and what the convolution neural networks, what are the algorithms available, and based on the algorithms, how the convolution neural network it is having some unique feature, and what all are the objects available in the convolution neural network, how it will be work, and what is the use of that. And finally, I'm going to give one small demo also with how we can construct a small basic convolution neural network. And the comparison also I'm going to give with some normal artificial neural network with this convolution neural network. Okay, so before going to talk all these things, first you should know little bit about, at least little bit about the deep learning. So why we are doing the deep learning? So when talking about the deep learning, we are going with many scientific computations, like wherever we are going. Even you can see today we are going with the mass kind of data we are going to work. So when going for the mass kind of data, definitely the deep learning is used to give the very better and accurate result for the complex problems also. Even nowadays we can find image processing and video processing. Even we can able to find the single person. Even nowadays we are seeing many movies, right? So in movie there will be some of the technology they are using, like how they will be finding a particular person in online video CCTV camera, which is they are kept in somewhere some places. And towards when we are towards moving to that smart India and smart world, definitely we should know, even without CCTV, without compute, without images, videos, it's very difficult to travel towards the our smart technology, smart India. So when we are talking about identification or prediction or whatever it is, definitely we should go with this advanced technology. So when talking about the advanced technology with the mass number of data for solving a complex problem, definitely the deep learning will be the helpful. So where the deep learning has evolved. So when talking about the deep learning, definitely it will be evolved from our normal human brain, right? So how our brain is working. So how the normal artificial neural network is designed. So from the artificial neural networks only, they have designed the machine learning technique, and based on the function of the human brain, they have designed this deep learning techniques, like how we are practicing ourselves. Like when we are a child, so first initially we don't know. When we are a child, we don't know about any new things. For example, you are seeing a cow, dog, and any materials in our house like a TV, a laptop, mouse. So we don't know anything when we are child. But what our parents used to do, what our mother used to do, they used to teach us. Yeah, this is a cow, this is a dog, this is a monkey. Continuously, they used to teach us. We just call this is dog, this is dog, this is monkey. So our brain automatically train like this is a cow, this is a dog. So next time when you are finding that, you will identify, yeah, this is a cow. How you know this is a cow? Because your mother told, she has educated you like this is a cow. So she has teach this is a cow. So likewise, how your brain is training, same way here we are going to implement the training and all with the help of coding. We are going to do over in the deep learning. So when talking about the algorithms of the deep learning, there will be many applications. Nowadays, you can see many applications. It's supported with the deep learning only. You can see the healthcare and e-commerce and advertisement, entertainment. Like many places, we can use. They are using the deep learning applications. Not only that, even in foreign countries and all, you people hear the driverless car. So driverless car, right? So you just think, even if people we are driving the car, there is some chances to getting accident. Daily we are seeing in our newspaper how many accidents and all we are getting. So if it is a driverless car, with even accident will be happen in the fraction of second. So accidents will be happen in fraction of second only. It used to happen. So in driverless car, anything will be happen. Okay, so any, for example, when the car is going, any material can, it used to cross the road. So anything may happen, and it used to adjust them itself. So the decision making will be the very sharp. So that kind of places and all, they are using the deep learning concepts. Deep learning concept for the quick process and the fast process and the accurate process. Everything they are doing with the deep learning. Even you can see the rocket launching, many scientific places and even image processing, even in moon, Mars and all, they are how they are identifying whether water is available, whether the place is suitable for living the human. Everything they are using the engineering, advanced engineering technology, they are predicting and they are finding. So when talking about all the techniques, deep learning is also one of the main techniques to predict kind of the image processing. Anyway, today we are going to talk about the deep learning, and with the image processing only I am going to be discussed. So when talking about the deep learning, some of the popular algorithms available in the deep learning. So when talking about the deep learning popular algorithm, the CNN will be the top one, the convolution neural network, that will be the top one. And based on our data set, what data set we are going to use and how we are going to train our data, whether it will be image or video or it's normal Excel data set, normal text data. So based on the data set and based on our task, we have to choose our algorithm, whatever algorithm. So there will be, I just listed here the top popular algorithms of the deep learning, and today we are going to talk about only about the convolution neural network for next 1.5 hours. Okay, so when even if many places you may hear about deep learning, people are telling about machine learning, just migrate to the machine learning, migrate to the deep learning, just learn that learn. You can see many places wherever, even you can open the videos in YouTube, many advertisements will come, learn deep learning, learn data science, you will get jobs very frequently. Definitely, because when we are having the knowledge of deep learning, definitely there is a good chances of getting the job opportunities. You see, nowadays we are not only us, overall India, it's moving towards the smart technology, smart India, smart world. Like it's when moving, definitely we should, if you are updated yourself, there will be easily you can get the job. Okay, that and all, okay, now we will directly go with the deep learning concepts. Okay, so these are some of the algorithms which I listed over here, and top algorithm is the convolution neural network, which is frequently used in the image processing, and that we will be see what is the terms which is available in the convolution neural networks, what are the objects, like what is the parts will be available in convolution neural network, how it will be working. Before that, you should know what is the difference between machine learning and deep learning. Even you heard about the word machine learning. Already machine learning is there. Then what is the use of deep learning? Why we should go for the deep learning? Actually, this is not a new thing. This is the old one only. But now it became very famous because we are getting massive number of data. Our data set, we are having huge number of data like anything. So because of the huge number of data, this deep learning, its concept is emerged like anything because we are able to get some exact and accurate result. For that reason, so only nowadays we are going with the deep learning concept. Anyway, deep learning is a sub type of machine learning only. The main difference between the machine learning and the deep learning, in machine learning, manually we have to extract the features with some other algorithms, but deep learning, no need to do any feature extraction. You just feed your input images. Automatically, it will extract the features of your images, and automatically it will do it will do the next process. If you are giving for the classification, it will do the classification. Prediction, it will do the prediction. Or a segmentation, it will do the segmentation. Whatever you have code written, that will happen automatically. But in machine learning, separately you have to do the feature extraction, you have to do, and feature reduction also you have to do separately, and finally prediction alone or prediction classification alone you will use the machine learning, but machine learning concept. But in the deep learning, simply everything will be done as a part of that deep learning model itself. I will show some example also. And uh, in machine learning, with a simple less number of data, you can get some good result. But talking about the deep learning, you need some huge amount of data set to train yourself, train your model to get the accurate result. Because its accuracy, you can see, you can get very good accuracy in your deep learning model. And talking about its the performance will be, it require the high performance GPU for the good computational thing. But nowadays we are having many online thing and all available, online compilers and all available to execute our deep learning models. Even today, I am going to be show with some online coding only. If anybody worked with listening this session in laptop, then you just I will send a coding link in the Google Meet. You can take that coding and you can also work on that coding parallelly. Whatever I am doing, you can work on the coding and you can see how it is working and how it will be normally difference between. Okay, so when we're talking about main difference about the machine learning and deep learning, you can see here, even with some small that already I told, even small number of data set you will get some good result. But for accurate result, you need very large number of data sets in the deep learning. And the training model will be quickly you can train your machine learning. But here deep learning will be computational time it will take, because you are training with a large number of images. Okay, and main drawback about the machine learning, different features and all, you have to try with the different types of features extraction and classifications to achieve the better result. But in about the deep learning, automatically it will take the features, automatically it will do the classification, everything it will be do automatically. Okay, then we are talking about the accuracy. In definitely machine learning, accuracy is somewhat limited only, but when going with the deep learning, your accuracy will be more and more. So this is the a small architecture of the convolution neural network. So you can see here there will be 3 layers available. Okay, there is 3 layers available. That layer will perform the major role in the convolution neural network. So first layer is the convolution, second layer is the pooling, and third layer is the rectified linear unit, that is ReLU layer. Okay, these 3 points, please keep it in your mind: convolution layer, pooling layer, and ReLU layer. Okay, 3 layers we have to keep it in our mind. Okay, so how this will be designed, like other normal neural networks, we should have some input layer and we should have one output layer, and in between we should have some hidden layer. So in the hidden layer only this convolution, pooling, rectifier, everything will come under the in between layers also. So I told no, feature reduction will do automatically in convolution neural network. So the first part will be the feature detection. And after detecting your feature, actually in feature detection, what is happening? It will reduce the features. It will take only the high features only. So I will show the example how your future features is getting detected. So your feature is used to get detected, and you will get only the very less number of features at the end of the feature detection. After that, you will do the classification, or if it is a classification task, you will do the classification or whatever prediction or segmentation or whatever identification task is given. That task will be doing over there. But the thing you have to keep it in your mind: convolution neural networks having the three main layer. One is the convolution, another is pooling, another one is ReLU layer. Okay. Okay. So what is the use of convolution? What is the use of pooling? And what is the use of ReLU? Anyway, in upcoming slides, I will discuss very deeply, okay, how the convolution will be work, how the pooling will be work, how the ReLU will be work. I will explain deeply. Okay. And in convolution, first part will be for feature extraction, that is feature reduction. In extraction, we will extract and we will just remove the unwanted features. And then we are doing the classification. So there will be classification layers available that used to take care of the classification part. Okay. So in convolution, what it used to do, you have to apply one filter. You have to apply one convolution filter. That filter will just take the features from the image. Then what is the pooling? There will be three types of pooling will be there. That is minimum pooling, maximum pooling, average pooling. Nothing. That is nothing. For example, you are having a one bowl. In the bowl, you are having some different ball you are having. Okay, different shapes of ball. I am asking you to just take the biggest ball. So what you will do, you will compare and you will take the biggest ball. If I am asking you to take the smallest ball, what you will do? You will take the smallest ball. If I am asking you to take the average ball, so you will do the comparison and you will take the average ball, average size of ball. Such a way here with some value will be available from that. If it is a maximum pooling, the maximum value will be extract. A small minimum pooling, a minimum thing will be extract. If it is a average pooling means it will do all the average, like how whatever value you are having, it will calculate a mean value, and that average value will be extract. And next that will be pooling layer, and next one be rectified, that is ReLU layer. So in ReLU layer, what it used to do, whatever negative value you are having, that will make zero. It will keep only the positive values and it will make all the negative values zero. I will show that with examples. And in classification, that is easy. So in classification, they are having some fully connected layer like a dense network. What is in the dense network? Means dense network means there will be in between 2 to 3 layers will be there, right? You can see first neural network layer, second layer, third layer. So the first layer neuron is connected with the second layer neuron with all the possibilities. So for example, first layer you are having some 300 neurons. Second layer you are having some 200 neurons. So first the 300, all the 300 neurons will be connected with all the possibilities of 200 layers. I will show you with an example in upcoming slide. So finally, they are using a softmax function for the classification purpose. Okay. So you are thinking, sir, you are telling something deep learning, image data set, a huge number of data sets. Already data set and all everything available in net. Only thing you should have an interest to perform. And today also I am not going to discuss much mathematics. Without much mathematics, simply how you can understand this deep learning concept. I am going to tell about this simply without much mathematical knowledge, how to design the deep learning concept using the convolution neural network. Okay. So there will be many networks already available that you can use, that data sets you can use. So one of the networks is the AlexNet. So AlexNet you can use for your any classification purpose or prediction purpose. They are having different categories. The different categories having 1,000 categories they are having. So 1,000 categories means you just consider they are having every classes. For example, cat, they are having some hundreds of thousands of images in cat. They are having some thousands and 2,000s of images in mic. Thousands and lakhs of images they are having in about the keyboard, and every object, every animals, every tree, every flower, every different breeds of dogs. like office equipments, pen, stationery item, everything they are having many, every classes they are having. So every fold you can keep, just you can keep it in mind that they are having one folder. In the folder they are having, in cat folder they are having thousands of cat images for training, thousands of ball images for training in the ball folder, thousands of car images they are having for training the car folder. Even in the car folder, different category of car they are having, different category of folders they are having. In every folder they are having the particular category of car only. So such a way they are having one big network. In the networks only you can easily call and you can train your system if you want to practice, or if you have any other data set based on your application, you can choose your data set. So this is when you are starting learning about the data set, you just see here we are having input images. Then after the input images, we are having convolution layer, ReLU layer, and pooling layer. Then again they are keeping convolution, ReLU, pooling. Again convolution, ReLU, pooling. Again convolution, ReLU, pooling. So what will happen? Your features will be reduced. Again your features reduce, feature reduce, feature reduce. Finally it is classifying as this belongs to which category. So the second diagram, there will be top one flow will be there, bottom one flow will be there. In the bottom flow, you see there will be sliding windows available. So in the sliding window, your input you are sending. So after sending the input, it is making multiple filters that it's making. So from the multiple filters, it's extracting the features, and after it is performing the ReLU, then it's performing the pooling. Then again it is sending. Then again your features reduce, feature reduce, feature reduce. Finally, there will be 4 different categories. That is 4 classes. You can see flower, cup, car, tea. There is 4 different final categories we are having. So that category, this will be filled. This given input is identified. The probability will be, it is identified as a flower, the maximum probability. It is identified as the cup as a half probability. It is identified as the car almost 30% probability, and it is identified as the tree as almost less than the 20%. So we can go with the maximum probability. So which is having the maximum probability over here? The flower is having the maximum probability over here. So finally we can decide this may be the flower of 90% or 98%. Okay. So this is the general thing of how the convolution neural will be work. Now we will be talking about the input images. So you seen, right? So here you have seen there will be color images, multiple images we are having. So when you are giving your input images, so you know the RGB combination, right? Every images it is having a combination of RGB, red, green, blue. So you just take, you know about images, right? When you are taking the image, every point we used to call as a pixels. So the first pixel, what is the R value? What is the red? What is the red value? What is the G value? What is the B value? So this combination only you will get the any other color. So if you are having a dark green, so maybe your R value will be different, G value will be different, B value will be different. If you are having some other color, that RGB value will be different. So based on every pixel, you have to know about the every pixel. You should you should, it will take the what is the R value, G value, B value. So first it will take us the 3 color channels. If we upload as the 3 color channels, RGB, red, green, blue. First it will take as the 3 color channel. So it will check what is the R value in the first pixel, R value, sorry, the green value in first pixel, blue value in first pixel. Such a way it will check for full image from top to first pixel to last pixel. You just see this will be looking like a matrix. So without losing any features, to get the good prediction, convolution is used to reduce the image's dimensionality. So I will tell how this filter. I told about some filter. No, how the filter is created in convolution neural network. How the filter is created. That automatically it will create the filter, right? So how the filter is created? You consider this is the sample digit 9. Okay, I given the sample digit 9. So how, for your understanding, I am telling, this is not exact one, but for your understanding, I am telling how the digit is identified over here. This is one image ma. Consider this 9 will be having image. Image is nothing but it's a 2-dimensional array. Image is nothing but it's a 2-dimensional, 1-dimensional array, you know, right? So it's a 2-dimensional array. So in the 2-dimensional array, we are having values. You consider here you just see this image wherever you are having value. So you just see 0 comma 0 first value, then 0 comma 1 second, second column first row, then first row third column, first row fourth column, first row fifth column. So in first row second column, first row third column, first row fourth column, we are having some values. In 9 you can see we are having some values, and first row first column, first row fifth column, we don't have any values. So where we are having values, there and all we keep plus 1, and where we don't have the values, there and all you keep minus 1. Such a way filter is creating. Okay, so where and all we are having values in the pixels, there and all we are keeping plus 1, and where and all we are having no values, there and all we are keeping minus 1. For your understanding, I am telling this. Okay, how the convolution is working. So next you can see this next images. So how it's clearly telling wherever you are having the getting the 9 pattern, only there you are getting the value of positive plus 1, and other places we are getting the minus 1. Okay, so this is the value of plus 1 and minus 1. But when you are going with a normal artificial neural networks, you just see this 9 first image. There will be 3 images will be there. Okay, so first image is there. You just trained your model with this first image, but unfortunately you have given to predict the third image. So what is the difference between the first image and the third image? So the second image and the third image, what is the difference between? One column shifted. The one column, the data has shifted in one column. Even both are 9 only. This is also 9, that is also 9. But this is shifted with the one column. So what will happen in normal artificial neural networks? This will not predict as a which is data is trained in your data set. So it used to tell this is not a 9 if in a normal data set. So you just think this is in a normal data, only one handwriting written data, that is to location shifted. But when we are talking about the various numbers of 9, even we can write 9 like this. Even we can 9 write like this, because it's a human handwritten only. It will be different from person to person. So this will be different to person. Even same person, they will write in a different time, different way. So how the handwriting will be identical? So we can't expect everything will be in the same, but everything is 9 only. But if the position is shifted, or what to say, the curve, or everything is little bit shifted, then we the normal artificial neural network, it won't predict as a proper 9. This won't predict us this is 9, but even though this is 9, this won't predict. Even the position has shifted, or the curve has shifted, or the position is little bit changed, it won't predict properly. So you can see there will be different types of numbers people used to write. So everything how it can predict correctly uh, in convolution neural network, that we will be discussed in upcoming slides. Okay, so this is a simple artificial neural network. This is not a convolution neural network. This is a simple artificial neural network. So you can see here your diagram. Here you are having one diagram, right? The 2 you are having, right? So when 2 is converted as a 2-dimensional matrix, wherever you are having the values, there and all you are having some pixel values. For example, check this is a 2-dimensional matrix. In the 2-dimensional matrix, check the first 0th row, 0th column, 0. Your value will be 0. Second one, value will be 0. And check the first row, second column, second row, second column, you are having some value 87. Next column, you are having value 24. Why you are having the value over there? Because there and all you are having the value for 2, there and all you are having some values. Other places, we are not having any value. So based on the density, based on the intensity of your pixel value, we are keeping the values of zeros and 0 and the pixel value. So what is the pixel value range? The pixel value range from 0 to 255 range. So you will get the values from 0 to 255. Okay, so this is the 2-dimensional array you are getting. So after getting the 2-dimensional array, you have to do this flattening. So what is the flattening? Flattening is nothing but we are converting our 2-dimensional array to 1-dimensional array. So the next step, they are converting us 2-dimensional to the 1-dimensional. So here, how many row, how many columns they are having? It's a 28 cross 28 image. So 20, it's having 28 height, 28 pixel in height, 28 pixel in row. So 28 by 28 means totally how many combinations we will get? We will get 784 combinations. 28 cross 28. 28 multiplied by 28. How many you will get? You will get the 784 combinations you will get. So that many neurons it will be created. That many inputs you have to pass. That many features you have to pass in your neural network. So this is the input layer. So in input layer you are passing the all the number of features you are passing. Then it will be connected with the, as a dense network. Dense network already I told no. So for example, X1 is connected with all the 10 classes. X2 is connected with all the output classes. X3 is connected with all the output classes. Such a way, every input is connected with all the output classes. This is for a dense network. So it's connected with the ma'am, my voice is audible?
Yes, sir. Audible.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. So everything is connected with the next network. So fully connected, this we used to call as the dense network. Okay, why output layer we are having only 10 layers? Because our number will be from 0 to 9. 0 to 9, how many classes? Only 10 classes. So based on our output only, we have to keep our output layer. Okay, that output layer. So we are having 10 classes. Now I have given the input as 2, and this input is predicted 0.29 percentage, it's predicted as 0. 0.07 percentage predicted as 1. 0.92 percentage predicted as 2. Such a way it's predicted from 0 to 9. So now from this all the among the probability, which is having the high probability? 0.92 is having a high probability. So finally I can tell this digit given digit. I am not telling, system used to tell. System used to tell 0.92 percentage, the given input, it is looking like a number 2. This is a simple artificial neural network. And you see here how many row and how many columns. It is having a 28 cross 28. Now this is one image. You see, this is one image. This image size will be 1920 into 1080. That many rows, that many columns it is having. And this is a color image. Color image means it's a 3-channel. For R, it having 1920 into 1080, and for G, it is having 1920 into 1080, and D, it is having 1920 into 1080. So totally, how many possibilities we are having? Only for one image, I am telling. So previously, this is simple 28 cross 28 grid. So you are having 784 input neurons. Here, you are having for single image, you are having 6 million input neurons. So if you are having 6 million input neurons, then what may be your hidden layer? Probability approximately we may have 4 millions. And if you are adding any weight between over there, it will take a multiplication of your input and the hidden, it will take almost 24 million of layer. So you just think it is in a millions features when extracting it will be millions. So how much time it will take? So how much computation time it will take? And sometimes the local pixel, it will be treated as a normal pixel. And this will be the sensitive as the location of the object is an images. So this is some of the disadvantages when the artificial normal image classification when we are doing. But when we are doing in the convolution neural network, this will be avoided. So now we will see how the convolution neural network will be avoided. Already we have discussed, we are having 3 layers in convolution neural network. 3 important layers. One is the convolution layer, another one is the pooling layer, and another one is the ReLU layer. Okay, so now this is the convolution layer sample. So I told no, we have to create one filter. The yellow color, something is moving from top to bottom, right? That is our filter. So again, I will run this slide. So the something yellow color, it is moving from top to bottom. That is your filter. It is automatically it is created. So from that, your features has reduced and you are having the convolution features. That is your second image. That 4, 3, 4, 2, 4, 3, 2, 3, something you are getting. No, that is your convoluted features. Okay. So now see what is your input image size? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 cross 5, your image features size. And once it is applying any convolution filter, how it has reduced? It has reduced as a 3 cross 3 image, it has reduced. So your feature is getting reduced. So it is easy to process. So previously that on image I show some cola, that it's a beard, cola beard image I shown So that is image more number of features it is having. So when you are reducing the image number of features, definitely it is easy to process. So we are applying our convolution filter. So your filter is applying in this way, and you are getting your convoluted feature. So you can see the first your filter will be 101, 010, 101. So it is multiplying with the value which is available in the regular image. So 1 into 1, 1, and 0 into 1, 0. Such a way it used to do that multiplication, and it will do that addition also. So first that you will apply the filter and do the multiplication, and finally whatever you got the multiplication value, you have to sum the value. That will be your convoluted feature in this case. Okay. So this is the layer you have applied, the filter. So the convolution filter, the kernel value will be the applied value 101, 010, 101. This is the convolution feature that mask you have applied, and how it will be mono. So that has I just shown in the below diagram. So this will be moved from top to bottom. So such a way this will be moved in the top to bottom. And this will be the one more example how the mask will be applied and how your features has to reduce with the padding technique. But padding and all we will discuss some other day, because we don't have enough time to discuss the full networks about the convolution neural network. So you see here how the filter has applied. So filter has applied from top to bottom continuously from 1, 2, 3, such a way it's applying. Then you are getting the extract the maximum whatever process. Here you have done the multiplication, right? So after processing, you are getting the 3 cross 3, right? Output. Same way you are performing this convolution, and you are getting that final reduced what to say, features reduced output you will get. So I told there will be 3 masks will be available. R, G, B. Red, green, blue. 3 colors will be available. So every R you have to apply 1 mask, and G, green, you have to apply 1 mask. Blue you have to apply 1 mask. So in bottom there will be masks, which mask we are applying, that will be available. And in top you can see this is your image pixel values. In what is the first pixel value of R? 156 and 155, 156, something R value is there. Such a way your green value is there, 167, 160, some value is there. Such a way blue value is there. So you are applying the different mask for the different layer, what to say, different channels. So once you are getting this values, that value you have to do the sum, and that you will get as your output reduced features. So this how the convolution layer will be working scenario this. Then so this is nothing that last slide I shown that explanation only I have given here. Okay, this is convolution layer. I told about convolution. Still 2 layers we want to discuss. What are the other 2 layers? So other 2 layers are after the convolution layer, and pooling layer we want to discuss, and ReLU layer we want to discuss. Okay, how human used to detect? Generally, how we will detect any animal or anything? How we will detect? For example, you see a lion. How you will detect? First, you will see the eyes of the lion, and you will check. Yeah, this eyes is looking like a lion eyes, and you will check the mouth. This mouth is looking like the lion. Actually, our brain generally it used to predict like that only. But this prediction will do it in the fraction of the second. So we are predicting this is the cow, this is the lion, this is the human, and this person like we are predicting. But how our brain used to predict, it will check this eye. Okay, this eye is looking like this person eye. For example, you can take any person, Mahatma Gandhi. So this, once you've seen the Mahatma Gandhi picture, how you will identify this is Mahatma Gandhi picture? You will see this eyes will be looking like Mahatma eye. This nose will be looking like Mahatma nose. This mouth will be looking Mahatma. Head will be looking Mahatma Gandhi eye. So finally, you will find this. Yeah, this face will be looking like Mahatma Gandhi. So this will be Mahatma Gandhi pictures. Like our face, generally our brain used to detect features like that only biologically, but this will be happen in the fraction of second, so we will be fine immediately. You observe anywhere, if there were any drawing, suppose Mahatma Gandhi, you can take the example, any drawing, if eyes is not drawn perfectly, then what we will say, this is looking like Mahatma but eyes is not perfect. Then what it seems, we are observing parts by parts. If anything is mismatching, we are telling that this is mismatch of that particular person. So how our brain will be observing, how our brain will be detected with the part by part. Like this image you can take, it is like how whether the eyes is looking like Cola's eyes, whether the nose is looking like Cola's nose, whether the ears is looking like a Cola's ears. Like we are checking with the one by one. If everything will be yes, then what it seems, it is a Cola's head. Then we will tell, yeah, it's a Cola's head. Then we will be checking like whether the hands will be looking like a Cola's hand, whether the legs body will be looking like Cola body. Then finally we will be checking with the, yeah, this is the Cola body. Finally both, yeah, this is a Cola head, this is a Cola body. So finally this is a Cola. So how this will be happening? If sometimes we can see some animals body will be looking like same, body will be looking, but based on the head only we will be identified, oh, this is the tiger, this is the cheetah, or based on the faces only we will be identify some other animals. So we have to identify. Even you can get it's looking like tiger body but face is looking like a cheetah's face. Then we can tell, no, this is 80% it's looking like this, and 70% it is looking like this. Something we will do the prediction. Actually, when we are talking, when we want to talk, we should go with some basic artificial neural networks that we will, if possible, some other day we will have a discussion about that. Okay, so finally we are predicting a cola like this. So this finally first we are predicting whether it's a cola's eye, cola nose, cola ear, cola hand, cola leg. No? This will be one layer in the convolution network, and they're having some of neurons. That neuron will be checked whether this is the cola each and every body, and next one you are checking the cola head, the cola body. There, that will be next layer of your network. So in the network, some of the neurons will be responsible for checking whether it's that particular animal's head or body, and finally you are checking whether it's a cola. So even there, some will be neurons available, some of the neurons available to take the final decision. And finally, if it is a classification, then that will be some different cases. Okay, so this is yeah, overall structure how the human will be divided, and same way how the system will be divided. How the system will be divided, because it is based on our human brain only. No, you would think this is a number 9. Okay, this is number 9. The number 9 we are going to make some filters in convolution. We are applying some filters, right? We are going to make some filter. How the filter is making, so such a way the 9 is cutting as a many places, right? Even that circle will be cutting as a small and large parts, and the vertical line is cutting like two ways, and diagonal line is cutting such a way they are making some small portions. Same way you can see in the next one. For your understanding purpose, I am telling this is a loopy one. The first, that circle kind of thing will be there, no? That I can tell that will be the loopy pattern. It's a one of the pattern which is look like a circle. So I am telling it's a loopy pattern. And another one be the vertical pattern. Another one is the diagonal pattern. So I finally I am telling the first thing. I just, from this pattern you can make the loopy filter. The filter I am telling, no, convolution one filter, the mask will be applied. That mask you can create from here, one loopy mask, one vertical mask, one diagonal mask. You create that mask, and how the small features and all will be recognized. Okay, So the loopy mask you have created, right? So the mask you have to apply in your image. Okay. For example, first you are creating the filter. So from the top, the loopy pattern, the loopy circle, I am creating the loopy filter. And the vertical line, I am creating the vertical line filter. And diagonal line, I am creating the diagonal line filter. Automatically, this will be created. For your understanding purpose, I am telling. Okay. So now only take the case of your loopy pattern. This is your input image. So your input image that we see, wherever we are having value 1, values, there we can put the value 1, and wherever we don't have the values, we can put the value of -1. So like now you think this how we are applying, from first to top to bottom, how we are applying, same way. Now this mask, the yellow color mask we are applying, same way this mask I am going to apply from this in this image from top to bottom. Okay. So you see, this is the image, this mask I have applied on the first position. When I'm applying the first position, what is the value? -1 into 1, -1, plus 1 into 1, plus 1. Such a way I have to do the multiplication with all the value that I want to take the mean value. So what is the final value I am getting? -1. -1, I want to take the mean. How many values is there? 9 values there. So I want to divide by the 9. So -1 divided by 9. So the value will be 0.111. That is my output value. So now I want to move. This is only the first position. Now I want to move. You see the yellow color mask, it keep on moving from top to bottom. No, same way I'm just moving from top to the next position. Here I am applying the same value, same mask. When I am applying the mask, wherever I am having value, there I will do the multiplication. 1 into 1, 1, 1 into 1, 1, 1 into 1, 1, 1 into 1, 1, -1 into -1, plus 1, and 1 into 1, 1 into 1, 1 into 1. So totally what is the value? You will get the value of 9. You have to take the mean value. So 9 by 9 is equal to 1. So your second column will be filled with a 1. So such a way you have to continue till the last value. So now you understood the loopy circle. This is the loopy mask, right? This mask is the loopy mask. So this is the loopy mask. So you are getting the 1 in the loopy mask at the top. So you just think which number we are having the top, the loopy circle. So maybe the number 50% it may be the 9, or 50% it may be the 8, because 8 also we will get the loopy pattern. Okay, now come to the next. This is the reduced feature, and another one you have to consider here. Now how many features, what is the size of the input image, what is the feature reduced image? So 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Here 5 into 7 your input size, and the feature reduced size will be 3 cross 1 2 3 4 5, 3 cross 5. So your feature has reduced, the number of sizes has reduced, right? So now in top you are getting this loopy pattern, that 1, wherever you are getting the 1 value, there you are getting the loopy pattern. Suppose 1 will be detected as the top, it may be 9. 1 will be detected on top, under the bottom, it may be the 8. So one that is a loopy pattern will be detected at the bottom, it may be the 6. The loopy pattern will be detected one side top and one side bottom, it may be the 9. But only based on the single filter we can't decide it. But based on the single filter we can say maybe it's a 40%, it's a 9. 40% it may be the 8. 40%, and based on other filters also we will be finalize the this result. So you can see here, this will be our loopy pattern detector. So first one will be a loopy pattern detector. So now you say which number top we will get the loopy pattern. Same way you are applying your vertical line detector. So continuously you keep on the vertical line, that mask from top to bottom, where you are having the vertical line, no, in between the middle you are having the vertical line, there you will get the value of 1. And same way you are finding the diagonal line detector, here you are getting the diagonal line at the bottom. So now consider top will be loopy circle, and in middle will be the vertical, and bottom will be the diagonal. So what is the possibility, which number it may be? So top will be in a circle, in between vertical, and bottom will be the diagonal. So maximum 99.9 percentage. This is a 9. So based on this scenario only, your face detector, you are using the face detection in your mobile, right? Even thumb faculty, they are using the biometric thumbs they used to keep. No, everything will be worked on this scenario only. Okay, so this is 3 filter we have applied. So the 3 filter will be applied in the same place, loopy same filter. So with the input images, filter has find, and after the finding the filter, filter has applied to the input images. 3 filters here we are applying: loopy filter, vertical filter, diagonal filter. Finally, you are getting the reduced feature of your input. Same way, how we are how these images will be identified in the system. How you have identified the loopy pattern, loopy mask, and vertical mask, and diagonal mask? How we have identified? Same way, you have to identify the you have to find the eye detector, ear detector, nose detector, like a eye hands detector, leg detector. Every masks will be create automatically. So for this diagram, we are applying only eye detector in the pola. So you see pola, sorry, cola. In first pola, ISIS will be available in top. So the eye detector, wherever you are getting 1 1, it seems there you are having your eyes. And next detector, you are having the eyes. See the 1 1. So the position will be different. There you are having the position will be different 1 1. And last eye detector will be, you can see the different position. It is having 3 colas, but only 5 ISIS. One ice is not covered in the picture. So they wherever you are having the eyes, there and all you are getting the 1 1 values. So this is the use of eye, how the eye detector is working. Same way, hands detector, same way, nose detector, same way, leg detector. So every mask, that is detector is nothing but every mask. How we are you applying loopy mask, vertical mask, diagonal mask. Same way, this will be applied. So you are checking the eye detector, the nose detector, ear detector. So it is detecting. Then finally, your next thing will be whether it's a head. Then head detector, yeah, head is detected, and body detector, then body is detected. Finally, yes, head is detected, body is detected. Finally, cola is detected. See, this will be detected. Head every mask we have applied, and we are getting the values 1 1 1, and we are detecting head detector, body detector. There also you are getting. Then we are performing the flatten operation, and we are using the dense network. So what is the use of flatten over here? Why you are converting this as a flatten? Because because see this images, cola faces will be different. Here the position of the cola face will be different. Here cola is relaxing. It is sitting in a different position. So here cola face, it's looking in a different places. So even though it is in different places, I want to check with all the possibilities. I want to check with all the possibilities. That's why we want to check with the flatten layer. We want to flatten this data. So I'm checking with maybe with this possibility. Maybe ISIS will be available down also. Even cola is sleeping. It may be in down. It hands will be in other places. So wherever it is available, I want to check all the possibilities, and I want to tell whether this is a cola or not. So this is the way how the feature extraction and how the classification will be work. And time also running. We have only half an hour. Okay. Then what is the use of ReLU? Okay, you have done this. You applied the filter. After applying filter, there will be many positive value, then many negative values. So what I can do? Anyway, negative value I don't want. Negative value with using negative value, I'm not going to do anything. So better there will be 100 negative value will be there. So for performing, it will make some time delay. So if I will delete all the negative value, if I will make all the negative value as 0, then time will be get fast, no, because no need to process my negative value. Processing it will take more time. If I will make this 0, then no, I no need to worry about this. So I am performing the ReLU operation. In ReLU operation, what I am doing, wherever I am having a negative value, there and all I am making the 0. So again, my features has reduced. So still we have not talking about the computational issue, the timing. So for the reducing the timing, we are going with the pooling concept. So pooling, I told, we are going to pool, we are going to extract the features. If it is a max pool, we are going to take the maximum value, or if it is a min pool, we are going to take the minimum value. If it is an average pool, we are going to take the average value. From this diagram, you understood from the first four boxes, maximum value has taken, that is a max pool. And second four boxes, maximum value is the 30 is taken. Fourth four boxes, maximum value 112 is taken. So four boxes, maximum 37 is taken. So what is the use of this max pool? So this is also the extracting, it used to extract the features. Okay, so what is the use when using the pooling layer? So it will decrease the computational power to processing data because you have extracted only the maximum value. The sizes has reduced. So when size is reduced, easy to process. That's it. So this is also the filter two cross two filter, how the maximum pooling layer is working as the max pool layer. Okay, so now you see this is my input. I applied the pattern, that filter I have applied. Then I performed a ReLU layer. So after performing ReLU layer, every negative value made I 0. Then I am applying the max pool. So once I applied, how we can apply the max pool? From first to fourth thing, I am taking the max value 1. Then I just keep on moving this. Okay, when I keep on moving this, my features will be reduced and I will get the output like this. Okay, now why I here 2 1 I am getting, right? 2 1 I am getting. So what is the use of this advantage of this max pool? Even you are getting the 1 here. So this will be overall process, like after we are applying this is only for loopy pattern. After applying the loopy pattern, then after applying the ReLU, after applying the max pool, so when even I'm getting the top position 1 1, so even my location is shifted. So see the previous diagram, it is started with the second column. Here it is started with the first column. So even my location has shifted. Even wherever you have started your numbers or your images, wherever it is started, when we are applying the max pool, even if it is a different position, you have started, it will predict correct value. It will predict this will also as a 9. So I think you have remembered when initially I told when the location has shifted, normal artificial intelligence, it won't predict correctly, but this it used to predict correctly because of this different kind of scenarios of max pooling and other things. And max pool here this position has shifted and your max pool you are getting at the top. Even this then finally it used to, and this is one of the pooling like an average pool, it will take the average value. And what the benefits of talking about the pooling: reduce the dimensionality and computational time, and overfitting will be reduced, and model tolerance will be to variant. Okay, so this is the overall diagrams of the feature extraction and the classification. So your feature extraction, you are applying your convolution plus ReLU, then you are applying the pooling layer. So I told what is the convolution, how it is working, what is the ReLU, how it is working, what is the pooling, how it is working. So your features has reduced and only the important features only extract, and finally it is applying to that, it's making the flatten, and it is taking whether the it is proper image of which is we have given, the classification will be taken over there. And the advantages of convolution, ReLU, pooling, even already we have discussed, it will reduce the overfitting of convolution layer and parameter sharing, and convolution plus pooling will be it will local invariant features will be detected. And ReLU layer, this will introduce the non-linearity and it will fast up the computation because we are making maximum 0, negative value we are making 0. This will speed up and fast the computation. And talking about the pooling, it will reduce the dimensionality. So dimensionality will be get reduced, computation will be get fast. So computational time will be reduced, and fitting will be reduce the overfitting. So this and all will be the advantages of these 3 layers. And very important thing, this will not take care of the rotation and thickness. So if you are having rotation and thickness, what we have to do? We have to train our input such a way. How to make that? Go for the data augmentation concept. So in data augmentation, you can create with a different rotation or different thickness, then you can train your data set, then it will predict properly. So this is the some of the images, how the cow will be detected as a cow, and how the neurons will be taken off. It will be training as a cow, as a car. Okay, so this is one small example of the normal neuron creation. This, if possible, we will be talk later. And some of the functions we talked about ReLU layer. No, same way we are having some sigmoid functions and step functions also we are having. Wherever we need, we can use our functions. Okay, now we will. This is the CIFAR data set. So in CIFAR 10 data set, we are having 10 classes. So there will be 10 classes: aeroplane, automobile, bird, cat, deer, dog, frog, horse, fish, and truck. They are having different classes. In each classes, we are having hundreds of images as a for training. Okay, so using this CIFAR data set, I will show you one small demo within 10 to 15 minutes. Then we will be wind up. So, so I will first let me share my okay. I just copied this link, and if anybody working in the laptop, if anybody attending in the laptop, uh, you can just uh, click this link and it will redirect to that Google Colab. You will, so you can also just try this small example. Okay, with the difference I'm going to show here, with the difference of artificial intelligence with artificial neural networks and convolutional neural networks, how the accuracy will be, how it will be, but it will take some time for the execution. Let me explain step by step, and I will tell you what is the use of that. So this is first. Let me import that import the packages which is needed for my project. Then next I am going to split my data set as a training data set and testing data set. Generally, 70% of data will be we used to keep for training and 30% we used to keep for testing. This and all is a general rule, and we can change this rule based on our convenience. We can make it high or low, and we should not keep very less number of training for training data set, then we can't get accuracy. Okay, so now I'm going to load the data. So this is the data set which is already available in the internet. So using this data sets.cifar 10.load underscore data, using this command, I'm going to call the data set. Automatically it will call. After calling the data set, I'm going to check what is the X train shape. So now I am calling the data set. So my data set is downloading from this resources. So after getting this, I am just checking my X train shape will be how many? 50,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 50,000, and every images the size will be 32 cross 32, and channel will be 3. What is this 3? Channel 3 means it's RGB, and every image size will be 32 cross 32. Totally, how many images we are having in training? 50,000 images we are having. Okay, then what is the shape of the testing? Let me check X underscore test dot shape. So I am having for testing, I am having some 10,000 images, and every images I am having the 32 cross 32 size, and I am having all the images is color images as such. Three channel. Three channel means it's a color image. Okay, let me check what is the X underscore train. So train of 0. So in first position, train of 0 means in training data set I am having in 0th position. That is the first position. What is my data? So this is the data. So generally data will be stored as a numbers only. So it won't, even you take your image or whatever images you are taking, it won't store as the image. It will store as the pixel values only. So you can see here, this is the pixel values of the image. But you want to see what is the image over there, that you can see of plotting the image. So for example, plot IM show is that plotting the keyword for plotting using I'm going to be see what is the X train first value, zeroth value. This is the zeroth value I shown the numbers. Now I am going to check with the first value. So it has you are getting something right. This is the image of truck image actually. So this is the class of truck classes. You are having the image of truck image in your X train of 1. So zeroth image, even you want to check with the 0, you can check. Whatever you want, which number you want to check, you can check. That is not at all a problem. So this is the frog image actually, X train of 0. This is the frog image. Even it is quite difficult to observe for us also, because the image size will be very small. Image size will be very small. Only 32 cross 32 only. 32 cross 32, we can't get that much clearance. Why we are going with a high pixels images? For getting clear images only, high pixel mobile and all, why we are going for buying? For getting high clear images. So if it is a 32 cross 32, so it will be like that only. If you want to train with a high resolution picture, you can go with that, not at all a problem. Many number of data sets available, but you have to spend some time. Okay, so what is the shape of my training? White training. So I'm just checking my shape of my white training. If anybody don't have a prior knowledge about that, then after that you can just look some of the basic videos about things. Okay, so my white train, I am having the 5001. So let my images, I will check my first 5 images. So here I am having the first 5 images in the 2-dimensional. So you can see which dimension we are having. We are having the 2-dimensional, but I don't want to do as a 2-dimensional. I want as a 1-dimensional. So how to change as a 2-dimensional to 1-dimensional? Using reshape, I can change my white train as a 2-dimensional to 1-dimensional. Then I am checking my white train of first 5 images, positions, first 5 positions. So now you can see from the 2-dimensional, it's changed as 1-dimensional using the reshape function. I just think, okay. So now I want to check my white test shape. So this is the 10,1. Again, I want to reshape my overall white test. So how we have done for first 5 classes, same way here we have done for all the classes. Okay, now you check the white test shape. So this is showing only 1000 class. It's not showing any other attributes. Okay, so now I am just telling my classes are first 9 classes, 10 classes will be airplane, automobile, bat, cat, deer, frog, horse. This is my 10 classes. Now I am checking what is my 9th class. So it's my 9th class is the truck. So this is my 9th class. So this is my, actually we are having 10 classes, but classes started from 0. So 0 to 9. So my 9th classes will be truck. Even if you want to check with any of the numbers from 0 to 9, you can check. Okay. So now we are going to plot something, some samples of X. Before that, I just call what are the supporting files is needed. I'm just plotting the sample of X train, Y train. So in X train, Y train, the first will be 0. So 0th position I am just printing the images. So what I am just printing here, X label, I want to print the label at the bottom, and the figure I want to print as the, in top I want to print the figure of X train. Okay, so here I am printing the figure, and bottom I am printing the label. Okay, so in 0, such a way you can check some other also in 1. So 1 already I think we have checked. So what is the data we had initially? Truck. So it is printing. This belongs to the class of truck. Okay. So now you are you just check one values of this value. So array will be like a X train 0. That X train 0 what we are having? Frog image. So frog image we are having. This is the first this is the values we are having. So values is nothing but your pixel values in 3 colors we are having: RGB, red, green, blue. 3 colors we are having. So when we are having the 3 colors of images, so 3 color image means the pixel value will be from 0 to 255. But I don't want the same value. I want to normalize, because of to processing. I don't want to have the same size. I want to make it as a minimum. So I want to make in the range of 0 to 1. So how to do the 0 to 1? The maximum, when we want to divide it by the maximum value. What is the maximum value in the pixel? 255 is the maximum value in the pixel. So I will divide all the values with the 255 to make the normalization. So how to make the normalization? I'm just dividing X train data with the 255. I am X test data with the 255. I am dividing. So when I am dividing, I will get the normalized value. So now you check the value of X train of 0. So now you see the value 0 0.2, 0 0.24, 0. Some value you are getting. Now previously, how do you get for the same thing? X train of 0, 59, 64, something you are getting, right? So now I got the value in the range of 0 to 1. So I have performed the normalization. So next, I am building some simple artificial neural networks for the image classification, and I will show you how the classification will be happening over here. So in artificial neural networks, this is a model I have designed with a flattened layer and the dense layer of 10. Why I am having here flattened layer for reading the input? 32 cross 32, because my input size will be 32 cross 32, and it is having the three channels RGB. Then I am having layers of dense I already told. So first layer will be connected with the second layer and all the possibilities as a dense. So finally, I am having the dense of 10, activation is equal to sigmoid. Sigmoid is the activation function that we are using for this classification. And why we are having the 10 classes as the last one? Because our output functions, we are having only the 10 classes. So we are having this dense layer, final layer we are having 10, activation in sigmoid. Okay, so then you have to compile your ANN model. So for compiling your ANN model, you are using the compiler, the optimizer. So you are here, there will be many optimizer available, Adam optimizer and SGD optimizer, like a many optimizer available. You have to analyze which optimizer you can use for your work. Here I am using the SGD optimizer I am using, and I am using the last category will be the two types of categories here they will be available. Here I am directly using the categorical data. So I am using the sparse categorical cross entropy I am using. And which is going to, I am just check now. I am going to check maximum will be accuracy I am going to check. So approaches is nothing but it's a kind of a looping. How many times I am going to train my thing will be my data set I am going to train. So here ANN.fit. Fit is nothing but to train our data set. Fit is the function to call. ANN is nothing but this is the function I have created artificial neural network. I'm just training my data set using ANN.fit function. So here I am having the X train, Y train, and approaches, that is iterations and the iterations up to 5. Actually, in bottom you are seeing no approaches 1 by 5, 2 by 5. This will be repeat up to 5 times. This will be repeat. Why we are going with the repetition of approaches? So you can see the accuracy here. So initially the accuracy value you are getting the in first approaches 0.30, and second approaches you are getting the accuracy 0.41. So every approaches you are getting the accuracy value increasing. Then you should not keep, sir, shall I keep accurate approaches will be 100, 200? No, we should not keep like this, because at one stages the accuracy will be start decreasing. So we should not keep the accuracy level, we should not give the approaches level more than that. So we should find which level we can give the approaches. Due to some, we should not have the more time. So I just given the approaches level 5. So now I think the third approach is running, and we have to wait for the approach till the fifth approaches. Then only we can find the accuracy level of this artificial neural network, simple artificial neural network. What is the accuracy of this one? Now the fourth approach is running. So we will wait for 1 minute. I think within 1 minute, this fifth approach will also get complete, I hope. So please wait for 1 minute. So you can see your accuracy rate, how it is differ from the first approach and second approach and third approach, fourth approach. If this is nothing, I will tell you one real-time example why the accuracy will be getting more in every approaches. When you are a child. So when your parents telling initially this is a dog, In first time itself, your mind has registered 100% this is the dog. No, right? First time it has registered at somewhat like some percentage, some small percentage it's a dog. And second time when the parents again they are telling this is a dog, then your mind will be practicing a dog. Third time dog, fourth time dog. Then continuously they are telling, even in childhood it's quite difficult to understand. They are telling hundreds of times, so dog, 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 dog. Then our mind, on final stage, our mind will automatically it will understood. Okay, this is the dog. So we are getting that understanding we are having, right? So how more practice will give more understood, same way here also we have the more number of approaches will make us to understood more. So that's why we are going with the approaches. And same time, in normal artificial intelligence, one more issue also there, if you are giving more number of approaches it will take more time. And same time, some situation the accuracy will be start getting decreased from 49 to some it will start 45, 43, 42, 40, 39. Such a way also there is a chance of getting. Okay, now we are getting the accuracy, maximum final accuracy we are getting the 0.49, that is 49% accuracy we got. Okay, now we are just evaluating our X test and Y test. So evaluation we have given with the X test and normal artificial intelligence. I have given the evaluation of you see, so your accuracy I have given 0.46 maximum accuracy it's showing up, sir. From the analysis of your X test to Y test, it is taking as the average level of 0.46 of your accuracy level. And now what we are going to do, we are going to print the classification reports. In classification reports, we have to import some of the files, like some of the library files like NumPy and some other thing which is needed. And based on the prediction, whatever we have done, I just printed the classification report. So this report, you can see the accuracy level of maximum of 47 and how much support, everything you can see over here. Okay, this is normal artificial intelligence. Now what we are going to do, we are going to perform the convolution neural network. So I have designed the convolution neural network which is having the final output layer, and which is having a convolution layer and max pool layer, and I am keeping the repeating the same thing, and activation layer, everything I am having. So this is the convolution layer which is designed to be we have designed the convolution layer. So after designing, I just compile. I am using the Adam optimizer over here, and I can train my convolution neural network. So using fit only, we can able to train that. So here we have to wait for some few minutes. We have to wait for train our. This is we used to call training the data set. Actually, here we are having only 10 approaches, and our images also very less. That's why it is taking in only few minutes the training and all taking. But when you are working with some large amount of data set in the deep learning, that is millions and images and all available, that too high pixels images and all available. When you are working with that kind of data set, suppose if any faculty, maybe any faculty, they may have experience when they are working in that real time data in NVIDIA, some other Google, Microsoft, some other deep learning providers, if they are working, they might be have an experience like it will take for this execution, this approaches execution is there, no? It used to take 2 days, 2.5 days, 3 days. It will take. This I have seen in my experience. In my experience, I have seen some of my colleagues. In generally, this will be happening in laboratories. When I was doing my coursework in NIT Trichy, I have seen this is a real cases. Some of my course scholars, they used to start training their deep learning model, and they used to keep the paper. Don't disturb the system. Something they used to keep it on the system for minimum 2 days. Continuously 2 days system used to work. It is in the running stage only. Continuously 2 to 3 days it used to run. So what will be happen over here continuously, that every data it is to take and it will run, it will do the process. Is suppose if any interrupt will be happen, and again they have to start from first itself. So this and all actually somewhat more work only. But when taking about the accuracy and some other attributes, when talking about all these things, this will be we can accept those delay, because rocket launching you take. So how minute we have to do the process? Okay, you don't know about rocket launching. You don't know. You don't have that much idea about rocket launch. You think about automatic driving system. Initially, I told about automatic driving system. So within a second, there is a chance of getting accident. So if automatic driving system and all, if we want to perform very fast, so for the fast performing, then we have to train our model like anything. We have to train continuously. We have to train. It should definitely it should take more time. So when you are training your model like anything, definitely your output also will get like anything. That fraction of second you can predict, and your work even within prediction, immediately it's predicted after the prediction of second. Within the second it has to apply the brake, car has to stop, and next what has to do, everything will be decided. That decision making will be take over in that what to say, that humanless, the automated driving system. Not only in automated driving system, nowadays everything, even the what to say, uh, person identification in a crowd, we can perform that person identification. And even in COVID, there is a many application about COVID situation. Many application has performed over there. So you can see COVID using the X-rays. We can predict how much our possibilities of surveying. This is as implemented in foreign countries, and based on the implementation, they used to give the treatment. Even if they are telling like a survey possibility is very less than they used to tell, it is not. It is a waste of time, because other person they are in demand of beds and treatment. So better this person, they can keep it in home itself. They can give a treatment. So such a way they can predict in COVID, and COVID social distancing prediction. Even after the COVID situation, many places has opened, like public places, parks, tourist spot and all, they have opened. No, so in foreign countries, some places and all, they have kept, even in I think IIT Madras or IIT Bombay, I'm not clear about. So some IIT also they have started implementing to monitor whether inside the campus people they are maintaining the social distance properly. This has happened actually. Actually, this has happened. They have started implemented, and wherever they are having the cameras, they used to monitor, and they will observe the distance between one person to another person, whether they are and distance also from person to person, distance from the camera to person, everything they will be observed. So many things they will be observed from the many factors. They will be checked whether they are having a proper what to say, whether they are maintaining the proper social distance. If not, so what the instruction should be given. So such a way, everything will be many things will be implemented using many deep learning models. Many sensitive cases also, even in medical field, the auto encoder, one of the main algorithm I told, no, 10 algorithms. Auto encoder, one of the algorithm. Using auto encoder, there will be brain tumor segmentation, tumor classification, breast tumor classification, and lung tumor classification, skin cancer classification, and disease prediction. Like many applications we can able to see using this deep learning model, machine learning model. Even though machine learning is working good for better accuracy anyway, that is our human mentality. We will expect better, right? So even though machine learning is giving, some cases it's giving better result with a low data set, we want more good result, more best result with a large number of data sets, because data sets are available. So we can get the more number of data sets. What to say? Then we can train our data set, we can get the more accuracy also comparing to the machine learning. Okay, so it is almost completed. CNN training model approaches has completed. 10 approaches I have given. So what the accuracy we got? 78% we got. Previously, how much accuracy we got in normal ANN? Normal ANN we got accuracy of 47. Okay, this is very basic model. 78 is not the best one, even though we can accept because we have given 10 approaches and we have given only this many layers. You can do some modification, we can keep extra layers, extra some convolution layers, and something we can do the modification. We can make it up to 90, 95, 97, even 100 also there is possible. 100 not exactly, 99% also there is possible of making the accuracy using this convolution neural network model on the image processing. Okay, so now we are just evaluating this CNN, and accuracy will be 68% of average of taking with X-train and Y-train, sorry, X-test and Y-test model. They are making us in evaluation 68, but my approaches it's showing it's a 78 because this will be taken with the average of these two values with my X-test and Y-test value. Okay, so now I'm going to predict. Okay, so this is the prediction. After training, I'm going to prediction. My Y prediction equal to, I want to predict my yes X order with X test case. I'm going to predict, and first 5 data I'm going to predict. Okay, so let me check my prediction of first 5 cases. Okay, so now I'm going to be check. See, this is the 10 classes. This is the first 10 class, first data 10. So first image will be predict 4.55 will be predict as a -02 will be predict as a first class. So this is the second class prediction value. This is the third class. Actually 10 classes as prediction for first 5 data. So I'm going to, but now I want the maximum value only. So I'm going to be check the maximum value of the first one of np dot argument of element. I'm going to check the argmax. Using the argmax function, I'm going to be check the maximum value. So maximum value, which class I'm having? So class 3, I'm having the maximum value of first data set. Class 8, I'm having the value of maximum. Class 1, I'm having the maximum value. Class 0, I'm having the maximum. Like such way I'm getting. Okay. Now let me check whether I have predicted the proper one. So 3 as predicted as 3, 8 as predicted as 8, but 1 as predicted as 8. So one thing is wrongly predicted, and 0 is predicted as 0, and 4 is predicted as 6. So 2 things is wrongly predicted, other thing and are predicted correctly, because we are getting the prediction accuracy will be only 68 point, but we can make it a maximum up to 90. With some of the added thing, we can make it a maximum accuracy we can get. And I will just plot, and I will show you one small example. So this is the flight actually. So I am just from test and train case, I am printing the third one, and let me check which class that one was. So this is actually aeroplane, and this is predicted as the aeroplane. So here the prediction is correct, and the accuracy of the prediction will be 68% from my testing model. So we can improve this using our training and testing model, and redesigning of our CNN model. We can improve this prediction. So I think I am just running out of time. So madam, let me complete my session here. Hello ma'am.
Yes sir. Hariharan.
Ma'am, I think whatever I want to convey, I have conveyed all the messages, ma'am.
Okay, finished.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you,
And
sharing.
ma'am, 1 minute, ma'am. I thank our management and our HOD and Sini madam and Samundeshwari ma'am for giving this wonderful opportunity.
Okay. Thank you sharing your thoughts and knowledgeable idea about deep learning. Thanks, Hariharan. Sir, thank you so much, Hariharan sir, for your inspiring address and valuable message. I hope our students follow your thoughts and come to your platform. If you have any questions or clarification about this webinar, feel free ask to our resource person. Audience.
Okay. So how to reduce the training time? So they have asked about reducing the training time. So training time, if we are thinking about reducing the training time, then we should worry about what to say, accuracy also. So there will be optimization techniques available. Some of the optimization technique available, but that will be some differentiation. If possible, I will try to take the optimization of this model. So use some optimization techniques, we can reduce the training time, and we can get the better output also. Is any special packages for reduce the memory problem? Actually, sir, when we are talking about, as of my knowledge, I don't have any idea about that thing, because when we are talking about the deep learning, we will go with the maximum size of memory only, sir. So because of the maximum, because we are using maximum size of data set, the data set size will be like anything. Even we can 100 GB TB size of data, we can using that data only we are going to train our model, and we are going to get the result. So if we are talking about reducing the memory problem, again we can reduce, but not so much. Some optimization techniques available, that whatever you are asking, that is totally different. Optimizing the CNN, so that will be separate. If possible, you can just search that optimization of convolution neural networks or optimization of deep learning. So from that we can, that will be huge topic. That will also 1 hour, 1.5 hour session will take. If possible, another session I will give that detail about that memory problem and training timing and all, using some optimizers. CNN suitable for text features? Sir, no, sir. Um, for image only, we have to go with the CNN, sir. If we are having a text, then we have to go with some other deep learning algorithm. So initially, I listed some 10 algorithms, no, sir. So in that algorithm, there will be LSTM algorithm available. That you can go with that. You can try for the text features. Initial slide, the slide will be shared with madam. And LSTM, long short term memory networks, that you can try for the text data. So CNN, definitely CNN we have to go with image or video. From video we want to convert as image, then we can do that process. Any other questions? Sir, again, overfit, underfit. Overfit, underfit, again, definitely I will explain. But if we are talking about overfit and underfit concept classification, again we have to go with the uh, same only I am telling. Or better, you can contact my email ID, sir. I will share you some of the details about overfit and underfit and also, because we don't have enough time for sharing that. Whatever you are asking, I can understood, but we don't have enough time to sharing all this data, because again minimum it will take a half an hour to more than that. So you can mail me. I will share my mail ID. I think I already shared with madam. Madam, if possible, please share with participants. So if they have any doubts, they can mail me. I will give a solution.
Hariharan?
Sir?
Hariharan?
Yes,
Hariharan,
sir.
really very happy to be today's session. Really very nice presentation. Especially as a Gujarat department, I wishes you always keep in touch with the department.
Sure, sir.
As early as possibly, we have to conduct the DAP meeting also. You are also one of the member in the DAP, Department
Yes,
of
sir.
Advice
Yes, sir.
Board
Yes,
member,
sir.
isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. As early as possibly, we can conduct for the next semester. We will try to conduct the meeting directly in the campus. We will try. If it is not possible, we will conduct by online mode in future. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Hariharan. Very nice presentation in the area of convolutional neural network. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you so much, sir. Thanks for all the
Thank you. Thank you.
participants. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's make the end of the formal function with a vote of thanks and appreciation and gratitude to all those who make this webinar a grand success. I request Mr. K. Samundiswari to propose vote of thanks.
I deem it great honor and privilege to propose the vote of thanks on this memorable occasion. Let me first of all start by giving glory to the Almighty God for making today's occasion a resounding success. First and foremost, my heartfelt thanks to our management. It's give my sincere thanks to our principal, Dr. Mohammad Sharif sir, for awakening the passion and desire to support us leader to reach the goal of success. Your constant encouragement has helped us in the best way. Thanks to you, sir. We also thanks our HOD, Dr. M. Vijayaraj, for his solid support and timely monitoring in every aspect as we grow. It is your appreciation and word that enthuses in all other effort. Thanks to you, sir. I render immense pleasure at this hour that we are blessed to have a chance to thank the guest, Mr. R. Hariharan, an eminent and educationalist, alumni of our department, who spent his busiest time gracing the occasion. Your thought about neural network have enlightened our minds and shown us new path. Thanks, Mr. Hariharan, for admiring the occasion and sharing their opinions today. I also express my sincere gratitude to all teaching and non-teaching staff, their valuable guidance and encouragement in all our effort to give support to ensure that this meeting becomes success. Finally, I thank the wonderful students who have appeared in such great number, not only from our department, rather also from other departments in our institution and other institution students and faculties. Thank you so much for your cooperation. Once again, I thank all for your cordial cooperation. Thank you.